Intrigue, power struggles, and global implications await as we uncover the intense rivalry between China and Taiwan, a conflict that reverberates far beyond their shores. If you've been keeping up with recent news, the significant events unfolding in Taiwan cannot be overlooked. Notably, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the island prompted China to conduct military exercises. In a concerning display, China launched ballistic missiles towards Taiwan and repeatedly simulated an assault. Despite global outcry, China dismissively labeled it an internal matter of Beijing. What lies behind China's unwavering fixation on Taiwan? Today, in this video, we delve into this crucial narrative, exploring the reasons driving China's intense preoccupation with Taiwan. Stay tuned for an in-depth discussion of this pressing issue. Welcome to Taiwan, an exquisite island nestled in the South China Sea, covering approximately 36,000 square kilometers of natural beauty. Only about 161 kilometers separate Taiwan from mainland China, with the majestic Taiwan Strait serving as a watery divide. When you zoom out, you'll discover the Philippines, South Korea, Brunei, Vietnam, and Japan, each within arm's reach of Taiwan. But amidst this geographical closeness, why does China harbor such an extraordinary fixation on this small island? The tale of Taiwan intertwines with ancient Chinese history, dating back to the days of the Zhou dynasty, when Chinese records first acknowledged its existence. The brave Chinese explorers, sent by the emperor himself, stumbled upon the enchanting shores of Taiwan. This narrative represents China's perspective on the matter. As time unfurled, Taiwan witnessed Dutch colonial rule in the 1600s, and it was the Portuguese sailors who affectionately christened it Ilha Formosa, meaning the beautiful island. Yet, the Dutch reign lasted merely from 1624 to 1661. In 1683, Taiwan returned to Chinese hands during the illustrious Qing dynasty. Consequently, waves of Chinese immigrants, predominantly the Hakka Chinese, embarked on a transformative journey to Taiwan. China's governance of Taiwan continued until 1895, when the nation conceded the island to Japan after losing the First Sino-Japanese War. Decades later, the conclusion of World War II presented another turning point in Taiwan's fate, with China emerging as the victor. At that time, Taiwan was known as the Republic of China, ROC, and the prospect of controlling the island ignited fervor within the ROC. Garnering support from the United States and Britain, the ROC eagerly grasped the opportunity to govern Taiwan. However, the ROC itself grappled with internal challenges, as it was under the rule of Chiang Kai-shek, a staunch leader of the nationalist Kuomintang Party, within a military dictatorship. Chiang's firm grip on power caused unrest, dissatisfaction, and ultimately, civil strife. Meanwhile, the charismatic communist leader Mao Zedong steadily gained popularity, leading his Red Army in a relentless struggle against Chiang's forces. In 1949, Mao emerged victorious, establishing the People's Republic of China, PRC, while Chiang sought refuge in Taiwan. So before we proceed further and analyze how much amenities Taiwan has, make sure you have hit the like and subscribe button to get instant notifications of the videos. Now let's continue. Taiwan boasted a subtropical climate, rich resources, and a well-developed infrastructure inherited from the Japanese colonial period. Furthermore, Taiwan remained free from communist influence, setting it apart from the ideological path taken by mainland China. When Chiang Kai-shek relocated to Taiwan, he was accompanied by an estimated 1.5 million individuals. Along with the people, the Republic of China, ROC, brought significant assets, including the Air Force, precious artifacts from the National Palace Museum, the National Central Library, the National Central Museum, the Beijing Library, as well as vital supplies such as fuel, ammunition, radio stations, boats, clothes, cars, wood, and even 774 boxes of gold. Essentially, Chiang seized every possible resource he could salvage from China. In Taiwan, he established a government in exile and swiftly implemented martial law to consolidate his control. By the 1950s, a distinct dichotomy emerged, resulting in two Chinas: Chiang's military dictatorship in Taiwan, known as the Republic of China, ROC, and Mao Zedong's Communist China, referred to as the People's Republic of China, PRC. The battle for international recognition and legitimacy ensued, with Taiwan holding the Roci seat at the United Nations, while Western countries recognize Taiwan as the sole representative of China. In 1954, the first Taiwan Strait crisis unfolded, marked by Chiang deploying thousands of troops to the Taiwanese islands of Kinmen and Matsu. In response, Mao's China resorted to bombing these islands, and 4 years later, another crisis erupted with further bombings aimed at dislodging Roci troops. Amidst this military tension, Taiwan experienced remarkable economic growth. From 1960 to 1980, Taiwan witnessed a thriving economy characterized by the exploitation of workers and the dominance of military rule. Exports flourished, and made in Taiwan became synonymous with quality products. However, Taiwan's fortunes took a turn as the Cold War intensified, and Mao's China gained strategic importance in the eyes of the United States. With shifting American priorities, it seemed as though global perspectives had also shifted. In 1971, the United Nations chose to recognize Beijing as the legitimate representative of China, severing ties with Taiwan. In 1975, Chiang Kai-shek passed away, followed by the demise of Mao Zedong 1 year later. Deng Xiaoping assumed leadership in China and embarked on a path of opening up the country to the world. Over the next decade, relations between China and Taiwan improved. People were allowed to visit their families on either side, and trade across the Taiwan Strait flourished. However, as economic ties deepened, so did the cultural divisions, exacerbating existing tensions. Over time, a significant shift occurred in Taiwan, with the people increasingly identifying themselves as Taiwanese rather than Chinese. In 1992, a crucial meeting took place in Hong Kong between representatives from Beijing and Taipei. During this meeting, they reached a verbal consensus on the concept of one China. However, the problem lay in the varied interpretations of this agreement. Let's explore both perspectives. According to the Chinese Communist Party, one China implies that both sides of the Taiwan Strait belong to a single China, which is governed by Beijing. The aim is to work collaboratively towards achieving national reunification. This represents Beijing's viewpoint. However, Taiwan understood the concept differently. It is important to note that while China is under Communist Party rule, Taiwan is a vibrant democracy with multiple political parties. In the year 2000, Taiwan held its presidential election, resulting in the election of Chen Shui-bian, a member of the Democratic Progressive Party, which openly advocated for Taiwanese independence. This unexpected outcome caught Beijing off guard. In response, Beijing enacted a new law known as the Anti-Secession Law, which stated that China could utilize force if necessary to prevent Taiwan separation. In 2014, tens of thousands of students gathered in front of the Taiwanese parliament to protest the ratification of a trade agreement with China. Their rallying cry was, "We demand transparency." This event marked the beginning of what came to be known as the Sunflower Movement, a significant open protest against China. It served as a new dawn for Taiwan, highlighting its democratic values and asserting its distinct identity. However, China remains steadfast in its demand for reunification. In 2013, Xi Jinping assumed the presidency of China and unveiled his vision known as the China Dream, aiming to revive the country's historical glory. Xi's proposal for Taiwan revolved around the concept of one country, two systems. However, Taiwan remains skeptical of China's assurances, as it desires to preserve its democratic system. The election of Tsai Ing-wen, a candidate from the Democratic Progressive Party who campaigned on the principles of transparency and exhibited criticism of China, serves as evidence of Taiwan's inclination. Tsai was elected president in 2016 and re-elected in 2020, garnering a record-breaking 8.2 million votes. Presently, Taiwan is a self-governing island with its own flag, anthem, currency, and independent institutions. It boasts a per capita GDP exceeding $33,000 and holds the position of being a chip superpower, serving as the world's leading chip factory. Nevertheless, Taiwan's legal status remains ambiguous, with only 14 countries recognizing it as a separate entity. China regards Taiwan as a renegade province, one that has seceded from its control. Xi Jinping maintains that Taiwan must and will be reunified with China. He views the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and the unification of Taiwan as central goals for his administration. Xi aims to achieve this objective by 2049, coinciding with the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic of China. His ambition is to surpass the achievements of Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, and Hu Jintao, cementing his status as China's most influential leader. Achieving the reunification of Taiwan is integral to his aspirations. Under Xi Jinping's leadership, China has pressured countries into adhering to the One China policy, urging them to establish embassies in China instead of Taiwan. They also push companies to list Taiwan as part of China on their websites. China's claim to Taiwan is based on historical context and the 1992 consensus, which lacks a clear understanding. However, should Taiwan's future be bound by its past? Taiwan has emerged as a vibrant society, legalizing same-sex marriage and appointing the world's first transgender cabinet minister. It ranked as the world's 8th most democratic country in 2021. About 62% of residents identify solely as Taiwanese, while only 3% see themselves as Chinese, a drastic change from 1994's 26%. Taiwan has cultivated its unique identity, in stark contrast to China's authoritarian regime. However, Xi Jinping disagrees, warning that independence will bring hardship. Yet, the majority of Taiwanese prefer maintaining the status quo, with only 5.2% advocating for immediate independence and 1.3% favoring reunification. China's military actions indicate that preserving the status quo is no longer viable. So, do you think that by using the military resources, will China actually get the control of Taiwan's territory, or will it have to adopt some other option? Share your thoughts in the comment section below and stay connected for the next video.